They're playing games together.
Gaming out.
They look so happy.
America.
They're in America. Oh, she won. He totally let her win.
The guy on the left looks uncertain. Like he's got to poop. Doesn't want to leave.
Oh, bummer. He's got to hide under the hoodie.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, bonding.
Hey, Pink. Where's Mervs?
Oh, he's not here yet?
He should be here. Is Richard here?
I don't know. I sure hope so.
These guys are hugging. They're happy.
They're happy.
Hey, I remember that. That's Nintendo.
That's the OG right there.
That's like looks like Nintendo, but it has 4 buttons like Super Nintendo.
All right, check.
Hey, it's Square 50's guy.
It's him. It's you.
Okay, this got a Children of the Corn vibe going on right here.
Oh my gosh. You ever see that movie, The Village?
Oh,
Except
they
all
look
don't have white
serious.
hair.
Don't mess with those kids.
Okay.
Are you frozen?
Hmm?
Is the video frozen?
No.
Oh, it's moving?
The countdown's moving. I see that.
Oh, weird. It's frozen.
What I don't see moving is Mers.
Yeah, where's Mars? Hey, I can't do those things. They give me headaches. I get motion sickness.
You get emotion sick. Look at those weirdos.
That one guy realizes that nobody else can see him putting his hand down his pants.
They look like a
Unbelievable.
bunch of account executives.
Welcome to Bell Atlantic. May I take your call, please? Oh, wait.
Oh, they got a good call.
We
They're
did
real
it!
Happy about this call. Oh, bonding.
Audio check. 1, 2, 3. Coming in clear.
Coming in hot,
We
clear.
hear
Huh?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, we're good.
Where's
Excellent.
Mers, though? Is Mers in your mic?
I don't know. I thought it was with you.
Oh, look at that kid. He's messing with it. Oh,
he's playing with
rascal.
soccer. Oh.
Oh, sports ball. Oh, this kid's got
Yay!
popcorn. He knows. Whoa, winner.
Winner, chicken dinner, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Whoa, they have Coke bottles and plastic Solo cups.
Whoa.
No,
They know how to
Red
game.
Solo Cup. I'll
Is that
fill you
PlayStation?
up.
Oh, Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero. Remember that?
No.
No?
Choose to forget it.
Hey, I think I heard Mers.
Is that guy driving while playing a driving game?
He's in a simulation. Inside a simulation. Inside
Inside
a
another
simulation.
simulation. It's your part.
Good.
Mars must have discolored bottle flaps. Where's he at?
Hello? Hello?
Oh
Hello?
my god, really?
Hey!
Oh my god.
D-minus 10.
Boy.
8, 7,
Whew.
6, 5,
Close. I didn't make it for the shuttle launch.
Yeah, I can see it from here.
0.
I can see
My,
it.
my screen is frozen. I can't see what's happening.
It's the spaceship.
Let's
That's-
hope not. Let's hope not, Ben. You
It
run
is,
all
though.
this stuff.
I know. That's not a good sign.
Hello.
Hi. Uh-oh. Ben's gone.
We lost Ben. Oh, he'll come back. Maybe.
He'll be here probably.
You
Well,
Hello? Hello? Oh boy. Wow.
Well,
Hello?
75% of the way there.
Ben, we
Oh wow. Can you hear me?
Oh
Yeah.
can hear you. We can't
Oh.
see you. But
But that video keeps playing over and over again. Oh,
How about
man.
now?
we can
still
hear you,
can't
but not see you.
Wow. That's a bummer.
Do we need to restart?
Oh, the joys of live streaming.
That's how you know it's real, baby.
There's about a 2-second delay on YouTube stream.
Okay. Can you see me?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
I can see your cool backdrop, though.
You can see my backdrop, but not me?
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's like the sexy dad jokes.
We just see the sexy dad jokes wallpaper.
Oh.
Little bit of a square where you're supposed to be. Okay,
Hey.
there's your face, but then they're now they're gone.
Wow.
Do we need to
Cool.
restart?
I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
Thanks.
Start it.
Thanks, Melon. Loving it.
We have people
God.
commenting already.
I'm trying to get there in capacity, so we'll see.
Show chat.
Okay. Well,
There we go. All right.
I don't really know what to do now.
There we go. Okay.
So you can't see me.
No, but we can hear you.
Okay, well, the show must go on.
Well, no, we can restart, dude. It's not that big a deal. Doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, but I
mean,
don't know if I stop this,
it'll start again.
the link will be dead.
All right.
And I have to relink everything.
Well, without you, I mean, you know.
What the frick, man?
Is your video
So
input
cool.
the same?
Yeah.
What about your resolution?
I'm playing with it. Let me know if I show up.
Oh, I will. I will let you know immediately. Probably with my shock.
It would not be a video game episode if there wasn't for connectivity issues.
Right?
Yeah.
Something changed.
They're changing the formats. We have the invisible NPC.
Oh, yes.
We have the true Ghost of Tsushima among us.
Ben's glitched out, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
he is.
I think he's AFK. I'm not sure.
He's AFK. Plug that
Why is he-
LAN
he's-
cable in, man.
He's still
He
he's
gets
still
it.
in spawn. Why hasn't he
He's
left
still
spawn yet?
He's still in the lobby. He's just jamming out to that Modern Warfare 2 lobby music.
Ben, we're on Hardy Boys 123, the ultimate server. That's what it's called. Hardy Boys 123, the ultimate server. Why aren't you just reconnect?
Password is 80085.
Yep, because we are that mature. This is about when we were 12. We used to have these problems.
Okay. You know what? Show must go on. Are you ready?
I guess.
I guess so. Just let me get Richard ready. Richard! All right, he's here. He's ready for your
I
cue.
like how Johnny plays banana games.
Okay, here we go.
Is bananas.
3,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
1. Go right. What is Mario and Luigi's favorite musical? Mamma Mia! This is Sexy Dad Jokes.
Hello, this is Johnny Spaz. Welcome to Sexy Dad Jokes. Hey, Benjamin, what is a lone wolf gamer missing in his life?
Hey there, Johnny Spaz. What is a lone wolf gamer missing?
A pack, man.
Oh.
Oh,
Gosh.
No.
Gross.
No.
nice one, Johnny Spaz. Thanks for not ghosting me.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, do you know what gamers use to make bread?
Oh, interesting question. What do gamers use to make bread?
Nintendo.
Oh,
No, Nintendo. Hey guys, why won't Mike Tyson play on PlayStation?
Why?
Because he's an ex-boxer.
no. Oh, jeez. That's just, my God. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Squad 50s guy.
Nerd.
Say, I went to see the Minecraft movie the other day. It was a total blockbuster.
Oh, Square 50s guy, you're such a blockhead. Okay, all together now. Welcome to Sexy Dad. Oh, technical difficulties. Welcome back to yet another episode of Sexy Dad Jokes. Back again to walk the walk, talk the talk, and pun the puns every way we know how. As always, I'm Ben Jammin, along with Johnny Spaz, Mers,
Hello.
Josh Richards,
What's happening?
and the ever-lovable Square 50s guy himself, Richard Richards III Jr. And today, we embark on our first episode of what will be our first saga, if you will, of themed episodes. Now, can you guess what the theme of our first saga is, guys?
Ooh, I'll take a fart and bacon relations for 500, Alex.
No, Johnny Spaz.
Is it the toxicity of corporate retail overlords?
Now that ain't funny, Mers.
No, we are talking about something that has become a basic part of life in today's modern world, video games.
Yay.
All right.
And boy, oh boy, there's quite a lot to talk about when it comes to connections between video games and toxic masculinity.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I do have a Square 50s guy story that correlates well to what our shiny new saga is about. Yeah, I mean, if you want to hear it.
Ooh, sure thing, Johnny Spaz. This should be good.
Well, you see, it happened last week when I went to the video game store to go shopping for my niece. All right, let's see what we got here. Halo, definitely not. Mario Kart, that might be a possibility. What else? Let's see. Farming Simulator. I want to play that.
I guess you can say that anyone who plays that game really bought the farm.
Hey, Rick Rickards, what are you doing here, man?
How many times must we play this game, Spaz? It's Richards the Third Jr.
Oops, not bad. Sorry, Richard. Maybe you should have a gamer tag over your head, or you don't get it, do you?
Not a clue, Spaz.
Never mind. But seriously, though, what are you doing in a video game store, Richard?
Well, Spaz, I've been hearing from every Tom, Dick, and Spaz about these so-called video games, and I needed to see for myself just what all the hullabaloo was about.
Really? Well, what did you find out?
I don't want to be a party pooper, Spaz, but I just don't see where the fire is with all these so-called games. All I've seen is people staring at screens for hours on end with little gizmos in their hands and not doing anything meaningful in the long term. What is the point, I ask? What is the point?
Well, Richard, video games are kind of new norm of entertainment. They're sort of like the game shows you watch on television, but you actually get to participate rather than, shadow the screen.
Well, last I checked, Spaz, those quality game shows didn't have you brutally murdering your fellow competitors in cold blood. You simply were able to shove defeat in their face and take away the grand prize.
Richard, not all video games are about violence. They can be games about building things or creating things that are, fun to watch and enjoy. There's definitely more of a diverse quality when it comes to video games.
Well, I don't know about you, Spaz, but I'd say you're no real man if you just build things on a silly screen like all these little ankle biters nowadays. A man would be on his feet. A man, I say, would be on his feet, building things with his bare hands and having afternoon highballs to celebrate a day's work. You're not productive if you're not sore in the knees from working the day away.
Now, Richard, there's more than one way to be productive. You don't just have to be doing manual labor 24/7. There are video games out there that champion creativity, that encourage people to push the boundaries of their imaginations and see fit and create something on a digital canvas for others to enjoy, in the long term.
Oh, you may have a point, Spaz. Maybe a way to be a creative diplomat. But there's something that I can't quite put my finger on, Spaz.
What's that, Richard?
Just who, on God's green earth, are these video games made for?
I mean, how do you mean?
I mean, look at all these games with blue things and red sneakers, or the games with some fat guy with a mustache and overalls. Really, these games are meant to lure those non-lawn-abiding rugrats. They shouldn't be playing those games. When I was their age, we played games differently. We'd be outside in the yard in two teams. One side was a good old red, white, and blue, and the other was the diabolical Red Menace. And the American side would hit those commies with hose water and send them packing. Those were the days of real games.
Oh my gosh.
Richard, this doesn't sound fun at all. It sounds more bath time at the penitentiary than playtime with friends. Sheesh. But, since you asked, video games are made for all people, regardless of age, gender, race, or whatever, Adults and kids can play all sorts of games, and it depends on what they are interested in, and the boundaries are set for the younger crowd. There's a game for everyone, which is why there's a lot of games that are actually rated E for everyone. In essence, video games are universal for kids from 1 to 92, and who knows, Richard, there may even be a video game just for you.
Oh, spoken like a true diplomat, Spaz. Way to be a truth-sayer with the high score. Not much of a beatnik, are you? Say, you know what? Maybe you're right, Spaz. Maybe there is a video game out there for me, even if it's one I have to make myself.
Good on you, Richard. Way to join in. Good luck on your video game adventures, buddy.
Yeah. Oh my
Live.
goodness. Square 50's guy does it again. Johnny
Oh.
Spaz, always there to set them straight.
Mhm. If only we can set ourselves straight with technology. Yeah,
We just have to get them interested in video games.
that's true.
Maybe there's a video game where you fight the Red Menace. I don't know. Like Mike Tyson, right? You could punch him out.
Oh,
Well, I mean, there was Wolfenstein.
Red Alert.
That was kind of a bit
There's
different.
Wolfenstein, Fallout. There's certainly games out
oh
there.
boy.
Red Alert.
Mhm.
Red Alert. Yep.
Red
Red
Alert.
Alert was
Yep.
certainly.
Yeah, man.
Red Alert.
I forgot about Red Alert. That was fun.
Yeah,
Good series, man.
that's a trip down memory lane.
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
Oh, Red Alert. Here we go.
Yeah. Red
Yeah,
Alert.
where's the
There
Red
we go.
Alert? I
There's
was
the
like,
Red
where
Alert.
is it? Okay. Square 50s guy. Will he ever learn? Okay, so today we begin our journey into the SDJ video game Saga. Okay, to start off, what I'd love is for us to talk about our own relationships with video games. What do we love about gaming? Do we game? What games do we play currently? What games have we played? I guess I can start us off. So my relationship with video games can be broken down into sort of three parts, like my youth, my young adult years, and now.
And now.
And now.
And
And
now
what
when
do
you're
you-
completely omnipotent and completely translucent from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Hey, life's a video game.
Can you touch tangible things in that state? Like, are you a ghost that can touch things?
I mean, I'm a being of the sixth dimension, so
Sixth
No. What
dimension,
happened
okay.
is that Ben has turned off all clipping, so he's just now completely moved on through the map, and he's just somewhere else hiding in a mountain or something.
He's waiting to snipe us when we go
Wait,
by.
this sniper, he's a camper. Ben's camping right
Camping.
now.
He's camping.
Campers.
Spawn.
Camping. He's literally sitting there with a sniper rifle and a hot dog with dirt on it, and he's just going, camping!
Camping. A little bit.
it's
burned,
protein
hot
though.
Yeah.
dog. It's protein.
Is it though? Is it though?
Well, yeah, it's a lot of protein from a lot of different sources.
Oh, God.
Hey, I got all the cheat codes,
I bet
so
you
I
do.
can do this all day.
Up, down,
That's why
left,
you're
right,
all
left, right,
glitched
B,
out.
start, select, start. Yeah.
So, what was your early gaming like? Since we
Yeah.
all know what your late gaming is like.
Yeah, so for me, when I was a kid, the NES came out, and I'm old enough where I even played the old Atari systems back in the day. Like I remember the ET game,
Oh my
worst
God.
game ever.
which is like considered quite possibly the worst game ever made. I remember that game.
I
Me
liked
too.
it.
Of course.
And there was this little like block pixel thing you have to go find.
It was
and then there's
Reese's
this
Pieces.
I
remember.
Pieces.
Yeah, and then you had to find the phone so you could phone home, and his
Yeah.
neck grew up, right? Is that
Yeah.
up
And you
down?
can float. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
yep.
I should bust that out. But
You should bust that out.
the NES was like the game changer when that came
Mm-hmm.
out. And it was like a huge bonding thing with me and my dad. Like it was a thing that we did together. And we would play the NES tennis game, like the NES brand tennis,
Yep.
like the basic
Okay.
brand.
Okay.
And
was like
baseball. I don't know if we did Pong,
Which
but
no. I mean, the tennis was like Pong.
oh yeah.
You went back and forth. I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What was the one you were just mentioning?
The tennis.
Tennis, baseball, but I
Baseball.
mean, all those basic games, we played them all.
Did you
But-
play RBI baseball?
Yeah.
I played Bases Loaded.
Bases loaded. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
That had the
Oh,
guy
yeah,
with the
too.
big bat on the front of it, like he swung through, and the bat was huge.
Yeah, I mean, I'd eventually play, but like we did just the basic NES baseball. But it started to get interesting when Zelda, and there was Mario, that's basic, but Zelda was the one that really captured our
Oh man.
imaginations.
Mm.
Like just this open world you can explore, and it was just magic. Mike Tyson's Punch Out was huge. And like,
Yeah, it was great.
Mike
Kung
Tyson's
Fu,
Punch
you remember
dun,
Kung
dun,
Fu?
dun.
Kung
Yeah.
Remember
Fu
the
was
guy
my
running?
favorite.
He'd run
Oh yeah,
behind
he'd
you on
be,
the bicycle.
and then the code would come up. And you'd have
Yep.
to like run and write it down. Yeah, that was, and that's a hard. Like I played that as an adult, and it's like I can't get past
Yep.
Soda Popinski.
Dude,
Like I
watched-
cannot.
Soda Babinski.
I
totally
beat the
got-
game as a kid, but I can't do it as an adult.
I totally got addicted to watching the playthroughs of Mike Tyson's Punch Out. In like 10 minutes, some guy did it. I was like, oh my God. He would have been if you could like transport back to like 1988, he would have been the most popular person in like the world.
The OG speedrunner, yeah.
Yep.
And then Mike Tyson himself is like,
Oh.
he's so impossible to be, or Mr. Dream, or whichever version you're playing.
Yeah, right.
But he's just so fast. Yeah, so those were my early days. And then like Duck Hunt, you get the
Yeah.
version with the laser
Did you put
gun.
your gun right on the screen?
Yeah, you go right up to the screen, right?
You were one of those kids.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look, I can do it.
I'm
It's
tired
right
of the dog laughing at me.
Oh,
Bastard.
that
I know
literal.
that
Oh
little
my
dog.
gosh.
Oh,
So frustrating.
Yeah, and then and so back in those days, it was like you needed to get the Nintendo Power magazine to be able
Yeah.
to see the level
Oh,
walkthroughs.
because there was no internet.
Yeah, because now
Oh.
you just Google it, right? It's
Mhm.
back in my day, we had
You had to have a
Nintendo
magazine
Power.
subscription on
Mhm.
top of your video games.
Or you had to pay
Imagination was still
$1.99.
required.
$1.99 a minute and call the Nintendo Power line.
Oh,
Do
damn!
you remember? Was it
I
the
forgot about that.
Wizard? Was it the Wizard where they had the Power Glove for like? the
Yep.
con-
Oh, the power
Mario
glove.
3? Oh my God. Nostalgia, man.
Wow.
I had a friend that had it, and I got to wear it once, but I never got to really.
Just once.
Just once. Yeah, that's kind of how it worked. They made a whole movie about that. Like they hyped
was the
with
Wizard.
the movie. Oh, it was the
Oh.
Wizard. That was what it was called.
Yeah, it was
That's
called
what I said.
Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
basically that's the
It was the
glove, right?
Infinity Gauntlet.
The gauntlet. That's right, Infinity Gauntlet. I was like, what is that thing called?
I think
Yeah,
they would've made more
they ripped
sales
them
if
off.
Called it that. Power Glove is still pretty cool, which is
Power
also
Glove.
the name of a band that does video game music. Started off like
Oh.
YouTube
Oh,
like,
nice.
over a decade
Shout
ago.
out to Power Glove.
If you Google or on
Sponsor,
YouTube, you
not
type in
sponsor.
Power Glove Band. They're super awesome.
Some love to Power Glove.
They made the Mega Man 2 ending music, and I was like in heaven. And they did the Castlevania stuff. They did
Ooh.
like all kind of like great songs. They did the Power Rangers theme song related to the video game. Yeah, it was awesome. Totally.
Yeah, so those are my younger days, and a lot of memories of just sitting there with my dad playing these games. And as a young adult in my 20s, I was really into like sports games like Madden and just college football, and I would really deep dive into that, and just like the sophistication of the football games really blew up right around then. But what happened was so I would play PlayStation a lot, and I was really into that. I think it was like PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
And
NHL Hits. That's kind of the first video.
I remember that. NHL Hits. Wow. And then NFL Blitz was that was the N64.
Yeah.
But what happened? So I was like super into games, and then Guitar Hero came out, and that's when I'm like, if I get this freaking game, I'm gonna spend all my time learning to play plastic guitar and not spend any time learning to play or working on playing real guitar. So that was like a turning point for me because I sort of made a commitment like, okay, I'm going to stop gaming or like at least hardcore gaming and spend my time on guitar, on real guitar. So that's when I let it go and tried to focus on my band and music and more of that stuff. So that was a big turning point. And then flash forward to today where we have smartphones and we're surrounded by screens and tech. Now I play stupid games like Words with Friends and Wordle on my phone.
Oh no.
Wordle. Sometimes I'll dust off a retro game like Zelda Link to the Past, or because I've got like a retro console and or an NES game. And I cannot wait for Breath of the Wild 2. Like I definitely binge Breath of the Wild. But yeah, that was the last game that wasn't an app on my phone that I truly binged was Breath of the Wild. And my son Jack, he's super into like Fortnite and Minecraft and all these games. He's a massive gamer. And it's sort of full circle. I played NES with my dad as a way to bond, and now today I play with my son, I game with my son as a way to bond. And then most recently, just yesterday, there's this real nerdy game called Nobunaga's Ambition, and it's a NES game. It's set in feudal Japan. Like you get to war with samurai and daimyo and become the shogun, and it's a RPG strategy heavy war game. And as a kid, me and my dad were just addicted to this game. And I just found this website where you can play NES games on your browser on your phone. And I've been looking for this game for years. I finally like, I can just do it on my phone. So I've been binging that game all week, and I just beat it last night. So
Nice.
Unified Japan in 1598. No big deal.
Right on.
No
Time
big deal.
traveler.
No biggie.
How about you? What's your relationship with gaming? Who wants to go first?
It's complicated.
It sounds like a Facebook status.
Yeah,
relationship
status.
It is. It's
All right,
tough to play games.
Mine's not complicated. I can sum it up very quickly. I play games when I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
And when I have time.
Makes sense.
I mean, I like RTAS stuff and FPS and that kind of stuff, but I mean, I don't really get a lot of time these days. But it started in the early 80s or mid 80s when Nintendo came out. But Atari was the first video game I ever played. And it was awesome, except for that ET game. Which was the worst. I put it in, I was like 5 minutes, I was like, no. Gone. I was like, you should put this in. We couldn't even sell it at a yard sale.
There's a reason why there's a mass grave of it in Nevada somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Damn good reason. There's a grave, like the death pit of
You did this. I like it for sometimes I just need to kill aliens. Okay. I need to kill things, and I do it in a video game, and everyone wins.
It's good to let off steam, right? And focus your attention somewhere else so that you can ignore
let off steam on Steam.
Yeah, let off steam on Steam. Sponsor, not sponsor.
Not sponsored.
Fight. No, I fight in video games. That's where I choose to fight, I suppose. You could say.
I mean,
You get out the aggressions.
that's where it's a good place for it, I find. Oh, Street Fighter 2. I was totally addicted to Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, Street Fighter was a good game. It was a lot of fun. How about you, Josh?
For me, I mean, I played video games my whole life. It started from sort of like with Ben, I'm sure with a lot of people, I had a Nintendo system. My two games I play, consoles I had a PlayStation 1 with a little screen, And then I had a Super Nintendo 64. It was this big blue box with a Pikachu embedded onto the box, and like little cheeks would glow red and things like that. So, yep. So I was a Nintendo kid for a while, but I've kind of been a multi-diverse gamer when it comes to the games I played and the consoles I use. I've got PlayStation and Xbox my whole life, the occasional PC game here and there on the Nintendo system. As I've gotten older, there's not as many games as I would play as far as in quantity. When I was younger, there was definitely more of a huge, massive games I'd play on any given year. I always looked at, whenever, like, say, a video game magazine came out, or the big video game expos would be going live. I've been making a huge ass Christmas list with like 10 games on it. And then as the years went on, those 10 came down to about maybe 3, right? And so, I was beginning to, I guess, slow down in the kind of games I played. Not really doing much of the fighting games anymore. I loved playing like Street Fighter 4 and Mortal Kombat and things like that. But then and playing a lot of
Sonic Boom.
Exactly. But I was also playing, a lot more of the aggressive games. So a lot of shooter games, indie shooter games, things like that. I wasn't much of a Call of Duty guy, which is ironic because I just now picked up Call of Duty Vanguard for a really odd reason, but now I have it. But then nowadays it's more of I play a lot of games that are just allowing me to have a more relaxed experience. I'm not looking to play games like Elden Ring and Dark Souls where it's just beating the shit out of you and you're, a stressor, all around.
Get all sweaty.
Getting all sweaty. And it's like, well, I already have enough of a stressful job as is, right? And so I kind of just want to be able to pick up a game and, other people, they come home from work and watch television. I come home from work and just escape into a digital reality and do driving games and drive super expensive, sports cars that I'll never be able to drive or purchase in my lifetime. But
never say never, Josh.
never say never. But I'm
what about GoldenEye? Any of y'all played that?
I played GoldenEye.
I never played it.
I didn't own a Nintendo, so I didn't play it much.
Some friends here.
Yeah.
Oh, GoldenEye. That's Sivine. Hey, Sivine.
I remember playing that with my cousin, and man, he's such a cheater.
That was like the OG first-person shooter game, right?
Yeah.
It was.
Right?
For Nintendo.
N64, I thought.
You had that one, and you had Doom.
Doom. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so my games, it was always a lot more. Now it is a lot more of a relaxer game. It's something to just ease off the day more than anything else. And there's a lot less gaming, stuff that I buy nowadays than before. I mean, I still love games. I mean, my girlfriend and I will listen to video game music all the time. That's nice, chill, relaxed music. I mean, you wouldn't think they're from video games a lot of the time, but
dude, check out Power Glove, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still around. It's been a while.
There's some beautiful music on video games.
Oh, God, yeah.
Some of the best compositions are on early Nintendo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love it. Yeah,
what about you, Mers?
Oh, yeah. I think the first game not the first game I played, but a game that I remember is Pitfall. Do y'all remember Pitfall? There's Pitfall.
Holy crap.
There's some Pitfall. So that was on Atari, right?
Wow.
What was another good one that I used to play on Atari? Another good one was River Raid, which isn't quite as well known as Pitfall, but there's River Raid for you.
Oh.
I mean, you can see.
Shooter,
look,
right?
at what they did for this box. It is amazing. This is the box you used to buy the cartridge in. Oh, yeah, very
rainbows out of it.
You got rainbows coming off the tips of your jet. So, I mean, we could go further, but I'll leave it there. So then that was Atari. I owned a Nintendo, but I was like a freshman in high school and I bought it on my own and it was older or whatever. I don't remember. But this is the first game that I really, really fell in love with was Civilization. You can see the Americans.
Sid Meier's Civilization.
Yep, this is the original.
No.
You can see the Americans captured Samarkand, 64 gold pieces plundered. And there is the American army is right there. right? We conquered it, even though it had walls. And in the background, you can see the Colossus. Now, it's funny that I just said all those things, but I learned a lot from this game. It had a lot of good points to it. I actually went down to the Radio Shack. I don't even think those exist anymore.
No.
And I went downtown and I went in and they had a Tandy set up and it was playing Civilization, or maybe it was a different computer, but I thought it was a Tandy. And I sat down and started playing it. It might have been a Commodore. I'm not sure. And so somebody came in and they asked me what I was playing. And I said, well, it's this game. They said, well, what does it do? And I started explaining all of the taxation and the keeping your population happy and how much food you had to provide. There was a lot of math. It's basically a pretty spreadsheet. It has a lot of graphics over a spreadsheet. And so they bought a computer and the guy said I could come back and play video games anytime I wanted to. So I got to go and play this game on a computer when I was a kid in a Radio Shack, which was my only access to a computer at that point. So it was neat.
Whoa. That reminds me of The Sims or SimCity.
Yep.
I definitely got
SimCity.
into that, and that I feel like that was a foundation for me going into like public policy, because you think about managing your town and things like that. And then, of course, there's Oregon Trail. Like, did you all play that game in school when you were a kid?
There's an American Dad parody to that. It's awesome.
You have died of dysentery.
Yeah. That was like one of my first experiences with a computer, actually.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Shall I go grab my Oregon Trail shirt? It literally has the little image on it of the oxen pulling the cart, and it says, you have died of dysentery. It's amazing. My mom got it for me. I love it.
Anything else there, Mers?
Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about video games and how amazing they are.
Do it.
Let's do a little bit. So this is Half-Life. This changed the way games are done. It's awesome. I don't know why it looks like I'm in a disco, but that's cool.
It's got a Stranger Things vibe.
Is that, yeah, something's going on. I'm going digital. I'm going to become a video game soon. Yeah, Spaz just dropped out. I am in full-on disco mode. I love it. So here we have Battlefield 2142, EA Sports. It's in the game.
It's in the game.
EA Sports. It's pay to play.
Burn.
Too real.
You lose.
Exactly.
You lose
all your money.
Oops, you can see right up here that it says PC DVD, which I think is just hilarious that it says DVD, because you used to buy them on DVDs. I don't know what's going on. I might have to fix my video.
It looks like you're doing it on purpose.
I think I am doing it on purpose. It is an effect.
We got a comment from Chad Smith on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering why you can't see me and why Mers's head is doing a little disco dance, it's because we're old and we don't understand technology, okay?
Yeah, that's the basic of it. That
Speak
is the
for
basic.
yourself.
I can barely make my video games run. So this is a first-person shooter called Day of Defeat. It's on the Half-Life engine, and it was the Nazis versus the Allies, and you can see the Nazi helmets there, and it's a first-person shooter, which I love, but not as much as I love the games like Civilization 6, also Hearts of Iron 4, which I've put in like 2,500 hours on in 3 or 4 years. Cool. David, you remember David from the plays, Square 50s guy, Josh? He got me into the game, and it's I've spent more than 1 year at a full-time job on it. So, you know, I like it a lot. Hearts of Iron 4 is like my jam. I don't know. It's amazing. I love that game. Love that game. So, yeah, I think that some of the stuff that we haven't quite hit on yet is what do you call that? We did kind of say a little bit about it. Like, is video games mindless entertainment? Well, is it any more mindless entertainment than watching the Super Bowl, right? I mean, is it any more mindless entertainment than watching, I don't know, Is It Cake, which is super popular on Netflix right now. I think it's just the same type. It's not the same type of mindless entertainment. Actually, there's a lot more interaction. You have to think a lot more.
I think people I would say that I use it when I need mindless time, but I wouldn't call it the act of doing it mindless. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like I think it's great for when I need to I just need one thing that's not life for a minute.
Well, it allows me to focus is one nice thing. Like I'm not focusing on anything negative other than, oh, that guy just shot me, or, oh, I just lost my battalion, or whatever. Right. And that kind of negative thought is easy to let go of because you know it's not real. Whereas reality kind of sucks, and sometimes you can't let those thoughts go. So video games kind of fill that space of thinking about, you know, what maybe not happy in life right then.
Decompression.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Video games are decompression. Some people go home and have a couple of beers and a smoke and watch some TV. I go home and I play video games. Sometimes I have a couple of beers and a smoke too. But that's what I do to go home and decompress. I think
some people say they make you stupid, and I'm like, I disagree with that completely. Plus, there's been a lot of studies to the contrary. Like, there's like the whole thing with does TV and all that. Does TV violence make you violent? No. Statistically speaking, no.
Yeah, right. Or else we'd all be more violent, which isn't happening.
Violent people might be in, you know, I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. But I don't think they make you stupid, and you know, they can be addictive.
Well, they certainly are. The World Health Organization, I think. The WHO. Yeah, WHO. Exactly. You got it. You too, Bono. Bono, that's who. What?
Kids don't know
we can't just keep this going. I mean, I thought that was what the point was. They classified gaming disorder as a problem in 2018. It's a condition in the 11th International Classification of Diseases. So the World Health Organization has classified gaming disorders as an issue. I think it's similar to like when you have OCD. You can have very functional OCD, right? And it's not a disorder where you have to turn on the light 5 times or whatever, but it doesn't stop you from going to work. So it really depends on whether or not it interferes with your day-to-day life, your day-to-day relationships. And I don't really know that much about OCD. I just figured that was something that if it interferes with your everyday life, and I always think of OCD, like if you have to turn on and off the light 20 times, you might not make it to work on time. Like if you have to play the video game in the morning before you go to work, I know I am going out of control here. I love it.
The clinical term is maladaptive.
Maladaptive. There you go.
Do what you love.
So I think that's a lot of what has to do with like everybody, how somebody relates. What's your attitude towards gaming? I think we could get into some toxicity in gaming, but I don't think that's where we want to go with this part of it, since we're just kind of introducing.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the discussions about, you know, do video games induce violence and the toxicity around the gaming community, the gaming industry, streaming games, all that. We're actually going to be going into a much bigger deep dive in our next episode, coming out in the next few weeks. So that's definitely going to be a hold on to your horses topic, to be sure.
I think I agree with Johnny in that, or Ben and Johnny. My gaming has changed. It used to be what I did all day, every day that I wasn't at work. Like as soon as I got home, that's what I did, unless we were having a party or something, right?
I think if somebody wants to do that, I don't think there's any problem with that. And I don't think if other people have judgments based on something that they don't like, and it's just like this, it's the same thing with anything else. People don't like something, so they want to stop it for everybody else, kind of thing. Or
right.
Whatever. I don't know. You get into that whole domain of people that think video games make you stupid tend to be the same type of people that don't want kids to play video games and don't allow it for whatever reason, you know.
I think that's too blunt of a take. I think it's just easier to demonize the whole world of gaming rather than engage in the nuances of it all. A challenge for me as a dad, I have a my boy just turned 13 this week, and Jack, he's just super into gaming. He loves. He's played Breath of the Wild with me, but he's really into Fortnite. And yeah, a bunch of those games. And my challenge with him is, I'm not gonna ban him from gaming. That's not at all what my position is. But it's like sometimes it's like he's so caught up in his little screen, his device, and the life is happening all around him. Like, I want to go take my daughter for a walk, and I want him to come along, but he's too engrossed in his game to spend time with his family. And so what I'm trying to figure out is like, how do I bring balance to the force with this? And what are the, I mean, I think there's a lot of good that comes with gaming. Like, it's actually helped me develop hand-eye coordination, where I'm really good in catching the ball. So I'm a goalkeeper. I was a receiver in high school football team. I can do that well, and I attribute a lot of that to gaming. And so, and also you learn strategy. You can you experience life in a way that you wouldn't be able to otherwise, and it's a bonding instrument. So I totally believe in video games, but on the other hand, it's like too much of anything is not good. Like, you always got to have balance in life. And so what are the boundaries and limits that I place on Jack and his gaming and his screen time? And that's something I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that.
Yeah.
I kind of just play it by feel. I don't know. I don't have a hard, strict rule about X number of hours a day or whatever. But sometimes he gets caught up in the screen and he starts to rage, and then it's like, okay, dude, it's time to take a break. So yeah, what do you all think?
Well, so we do an hour break and a 2-hour break, depending on the day, right? So if there's no socialization after school, like sports or whatever, then it's a 2-hour break after school at some point. And then a 1-hour break after school for the 11-year-old. So that's kind of what we do. If after school activities are going on, extracurricular something, right? Then it's an hour. You have to take an hour, like brush your hair, brush your teeth, take a shower, do your chores, take out the garbage, just standard stuff that if you're in the middle of a video game and you're not paying attention, all of a sudden it's time for bed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to take that break to do the reality stuff.
And sometimes it could be time for work and you're like, oh no.
Well, I don't have to take a break. Well, I mean, I do, but I don't.
I'm saying, like, you realize it's time for bed, then you go so long that you're like, oh crap, I gotta leave for work in an hour.
Oh yeah, I've done that, but I haven't done that recently, right? I haven't done that in probably 5 years. So, but I did used to do that all the time when I was working at like Fred Meyer. I would stay up and I'd be like, oh no, I got to go to work in 2.5 hours. This is not good.
So who is this guy? I wanted to talk about Leeroy Jenkins.
Leeroy Jenkins. Oh, Leeroy Jenkins.
Something about a case study in toxic masculinity, which is what we're.
Well, I think that you've got Leeroy Jenkins is a funny moment where you have a whole bunch of people together. This is what I remember about it. I don't really know the whole story, but you've got all these people together. They're going to go beat the final boss, basically. It's in World of Warcraft and it's an instance, but just for sake of argument, you've got 15, 20 people, something like that. They're all grouped together and each one of them has a job. So some of them are healers, some of them are fighters, some of them are arrow people that are going to shoot down like the bats or the bad birds or whatever. So Leeroy Jenkins is, I think, a tank. He's a fighter. He's going to go in and fight this monster. And they're all sitting there getting ready. And so when you get ready, you have to go like, okay, you get all the heal ready. You get all the arrows ready. Make sure you have fire arrows. Make sure you have anti-cold and all sorts of stuff. So they're all doing that. And they're all getting ready. And there's a specific moment when you should go attack the boss. And that specific moment is when the leader says 1, 2, 3, go. And so they're all screwing around and doing their thing, getting all their spells and potions and weapons ready to go fight the boss. And one guy from the back just charges in and goes, Leeroy Jenkins, straight to the boss.
Yeah.
And that causes the whole event to start, and everybody's not ready. And
They get massacred.
I don't know if they all get massacred or just Leeroy Jenkins.
No.
Yeah.
So
they all did.
They all did. I mean, I looked this up recently. I mean, so yeah, it wasn't actually a boss. It was just the beginning of a raid, but it was a nearly impossible mission, right? Where every enemy could almost one-shot kill anyone on the team.
Yep.
And so they're trying to just basically get their strategy down. Where, okay, we're going to do this. You try and do some debuffs, and you try and pick out the guys here and there, and you take all the damage, and you focus fire here. And while they're coordinating, this guy just goes, all right, had enough of this. Leeroy! Because he just charges in. And everyone's like, what the fuck? And they just had to go in. And then,
oh, yeah, that's right. They all did run in right behind him because it's like,
right after, he just charged in, and then it was a massacre. It was an absolute massacre.
And he was
the whole thing.
He was the first viral video before there were viral videos.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go for it, man.
I actually got a clip here. We got to watch this.
Awesome.
Let's witness history here.
Okay, guys, these eggs have given us a lot of trouble in the past. Does anybody need anything off this guy, or can we bypass him?
I think Leeroy needs something from this guy.
Oh, he needs those devout shoulders? Isn't he a paladin?
Yeah, but that'll help him heal better. He'll have more mana.
Christ. Okay, well, what we'll do, I'll run in first, gather up all the eggs so we can kind of just, blast them all down with AoE. I will use Intimidating Shout to kind of scatter them so we don't have to fight a whole bunch of them at once. I think it's a pretty good plan. We should be able to pull it off this time. What do you think, Abdul? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
Oh, that's a lot better than we usually do.
Alright, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leeroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in. Save him!
Oh, geez, stick to the plan.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go.
Stick to the plan, Chubs.
Stick to the plan.
Oh, gee. Oh,
Give me divine intervention.
hurry up.
Shout.
He's saying I can't cast. I can't move. Am I lagging, guys?
I can't move. What the hell? I can't aim. Oh my god.
The eggs keep spawning. More respawning.
I don't think you can cast with that shit. Oh my god.
We got him.
I got it. Take it off.
Come on, stay down. God damn it, Leeroy.
God damn it. Leeroy, you moron.
Leeroy.
Leeroy.
This is ridiculous.
Don't mask.
Oh, Spiffy, res us.
Why do you do this shit, Leeroy?
I'm trying.
It's not my fault.
Leeroy, you were just stupid as hell.
At least I have chicken.
At least I have chicken.
Not chicken.
Oh, that's so great. So think about everything that's going on there, right? Especially like when they fast forward it. How long is your patience to listen to that guy go, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're all going to debuff, buff, and buff, and debuff. And I'm going to go first, and I don't know. Oh, Christ. We got to go in there for Leeroy, right? There's so much socialization happening in that moment. So the disappointment that they have to go fight this boss that they normally would just bypass, but because of Leeroy, who then attacks, oddly enough, he's the guy they're going for, and then he attacks.
It's too good.
It is. It's just like if you're sitting there in the huddle in football, and the guy grabs the ball and goes, no, I'm done listening. I'm done listening to the plan. He goes up and he snaps it. Just
try to do a Hail Mary pass. Yeah.
As long as I've known Ben, I feel like that would be a Ben move.
Well,
just for fun, like the guy that just goes all out right away.
Yeah. Am I lagging?
Toss
I can't
to the
even
wind.
move.
Leeroy Jenkins.
Well, what's funny too is the whole reason they were doing the raid was to help Leeroy because to get more mana or whatever.
To get better armor.
No, it looked like they were discussing whether or not to skip this enemy or whether they can try and sneak around him, but Leeroy needed an item from this enemy.
Right.
Because they're going to
And then
continue
he's
going
the one that
further into the
messed
rain.
it up. I almost think it was the two of them trolling, like the two people that were talking about Leeroy. There was his buddy that said, "No, I think Leeroy needs it." And then when Abdul or whoever the guy was said, "Give me a numbers check," and he goes, 32 points,
33.
Points
Repeating,
of
of course.
Of course. You mean 1/3? Because that would be 33.33333, which I don't know if that was a joke either. Like the whole thing could just be a mock, could not even be real.
So I did just research this.
Yeah.
And I hate to be that guy. This is the ripping off the Band-Aid, Santa Claus ain't real. I just read this. This came out 2 years ago. So a whole 12 years after the video was uploaded, Ben Schultz, who made and played the Leeroy Jenkins character in WoW, came clean and confirmed that it was a staged gimmick. So we basically had a World of Warcraft WWE run-in gimmick. But it inspired a whole generation of memes and conversation for well over, as they pointed out, 12 years of just that conversation.
Yeah. Well, gimmicks wouldn't be funny if there wasn't a hint of truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, that's why we all accepted it, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, just watching the whole thing again, I was like, oh yeah, that doesn't quite seem right. But that's exactly what jerks do online, right? They go, okay, hey, and then their buddy goes, no, we have to go in there, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then after they sit there and try to set it up, your whole point was to screw up their day, right? Those two guys was to mess up the run. Right. But it was all fake. I doubt that everybody knew that it was being faked. I bet you 3 or 4 of them did not know it was being faked.
Maybe.
Right?
Hey,
yeah, they said they were trying to make a statement about net neutrality. That's what they were going for. And there's actually a YouTube video of them rehearsing this scene. So
really?
Yeah.
Net neutrality.
I had never knew
really?
any of the net neutrality has been on the chopping block forever. So
I know.
Yeah. But what's interesting to look at this as a case study is, we on this show at Sexy Dad Jokes, we talk about toxic masculinity. And on the flip side, rather than talking about what's wrong about being a man, let's talk about how do we do it right? What's the right way to be a man? How do we become better men? And I like looking at Leeroy Jenkins as a case study because I think we can learn a lot from Leeroy on what's good and what's bad. So I'm curious on what y'all's take is. Here's mine. Here's what I like. I think it takes courage to just run in, be sort of the canary in the coal mine, the first boots on the ground. You got to be sort of fearless and decisive to just be like, screw it, I'm going in, y'all.
People don't know how many times I saved the world.
Right. And maybe perhaps on some level we know it was staged, but on some level, maybe there's sort of this, like, this is just a game. I don't give a rat's ass. We're just here to have fun kind of mentality. So I think that's what I like. What's a little problematic, Leeroy put his tribe at risk, right? And they all got massacred afterwards. So there's sort of that fake.
Like it's a real. We're equating this to real life. His tribe got massacred. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, if we're bought into this, and there's a little fake alphaness going on. This whole the wolf pack doesn't look to dominate. The wolf pack looks to protect the tribe, and rather than this like lone wolf type. And then it was just funny that they were there in the first place, just trying to help him. Right. And then it led to their massacre. So what's your all's take?
If it were real, I go, yeah, that happens all the time in video games, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody screws it up for everybody. And there's lots of trolls and lots of jerks out there that do by far worse than drag your group in. They bully and say terrible things and everything else. But that didn't happen in this, other than like, I think those two were working together, which they obviously were. And so that part I kind of go, that's a jerk move, but I don't know. That's also part of playing football at recess, right? Somebody grabs their ball and goes home. or somebody says you can't play, or you get picked last, or you're the smaller one, so you get pushed around a lot more. All those things happen, and part of life. Yeah, but part of growing up is handling that happening to you, right? Like the emotions that come with it, and how you should act towards others as well. So I think that in this, it shows like, well, I don't want to be like, I like to kid around and tell jokes online all the time and screw with people and be sarcastic and play little pranks. But and I don't know if that is a prank that I would play. Like, I'm going to run in there. I don't know that I would expect everybody to follow me in there either, right? Like, no, you guys should have just let me die. I would have caught up with you. So I don't know. I mean, it's a funny moment in gaming history, I guess.
Yeah, it's a funny moment, and now that we know it's staged, it kind of takes away sort of the mythos, if you will, or the initial thought processes about the event. But even still, I mean, if you look at it just from a storytelling of, you have a guy who just charged right in, breaking protocol, if you will, just to try and do something, and then in the end, doing that, taking a big risk, and then ultimately, as we saw, unfortunately, those poor souls were massacred in front of our very eyes. Again, with that
Only
narrative,
only to respawn.
Only to respawn, yeah.
Outside.
But with that, there can be that sense of, there's the idea of the toxicity of just charging in and doing something without actually really thinking about repercussions and thinking about whether or not it's the right thing to do. We've seen that a lot throughout, history, especially within the last 2 years or so. And I do apologize if you guys are hearing any sort of grabbling sounds from my mic here. Apparently, there's doing construction next door.
You're hungry.
Huh?
You're hungry.
I am hungry. Yes, I'm a hungry boy. But that's a T-shirt right there. Anyway, I think that overall, I mean, when it comes to that message of, is it the right thing to just charge it and do it? If you try and actually do it as they were doing, running the calculations of survival chances, it probably doesn't turn out too well for you. And I think that, as a real man, as we talk about on the show, it's always good to try and, really think about your actions before taking them. We just had our last episode where we talked about Will Smith. Yeah. He didn't think about what he was about to do. He just went up and did it.
Right.
And then look at what's happened. Right. And so we've seen that again throughout all of history, in wars and, sporting events, so on and so forth. I mean, how many times have we seen somebody in a soccer game, just a fan just sporadically just run out into the field, right, just to get attention with minimal clothes on as possible, right? How many times have we seen that? They didn't really think about what was going to happen afterwards. They just did it. And that's probably not the best way to go about living life. If you just go in head first and not really think about the repercussions, you better be ready to deal with the consequences. That's a double entendre right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about the consequences. Leeroy Jenkins.
Leeroy, you are the father.
Maury Povich is off the air, isn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he just go off the air?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, I got to tell you, fellas, my life was ruined by my obsession with video games. Fortunately, I had another 2 lives.
It makes me think of
makes me
think of playing too many hours on a specific game, and my girlfriend told me that our relationship was over because I was spending too much time playing games. I think it may have been my destiny to break up with her.
Your Destiny 2? Was that the game that you were obsessed with?
Yeah. Well, so Ben, and I guess Johnny as well. I mean, you guys are both musicians. You play instruments, and you've been in a band together. And I thought about this actually just recently, and I found there's actually one commonality between PC gamers and musicians. You know what that is?
What?
No.
Their fans are too loud.
You lose.
Hey,
Respawn!
why is French Mario so good at predicting the future?
I don't know why.
He uses his Luigi board.
Luigi board. It sounds like a take from Phasmophobia, which is a great game, by the way.
No.
Speaking of Mario, why doesn't Mario like to use the internet? He's afraid of browsers.
What is a Sega developer's favorite drive-in restaurant?
I don't know.
Sonic.
Oh, they get your food fast.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Well, this has been a great conversation. Mers, did you have something you wanted to say?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about video games, which of course I love. The impact they have on us and whether they are good or bad for people. And I'm not gonna lie, it got me thinking. And I think I have some insight or wisdom, if you will, that I think would really help put a lot of people's minds into perspective and perhaps give them some inspiration in some way. If you wouldn't mind sharing, of course.
Mers, my man, Mers, my bearded brother from another mother. We have known each other for so long now. And throughout all this time, I've seen you grow more and more into your own. To put it in combination with what we've been talking about today, I've seen you grinding away over and over to, improve yourself and have you level up as a real man. Oh my God. And now I'm just in awe. And now I think more than ever, you are truly becoming the mold of what a real man can be. Way more than Leeroy Jenkins ever was.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
So the fact that you want to share something that but will change the world for better on this show right now, I couldn't be more proud. So please share away, Merzel.
Well, you know how wide you understand. You know why no one plays Xbox in Pennsylvania?
Why?
Because it's always Sony in Philadelphia.
You lose.
Kick him from the group. You have been banned from the server.
Damn it, Mers, you got us again.
Report.
It's a dumpster fire.
Oh, wow. It's going to take me a while to recover from that. Oh, goodness. Well, I wonder if our old friend Square 50s guy ever found that perfect video game.
Yeah.
Not only did I find the perfect video game, Ben, my boy, but I created the perfect video game too.
Oh.
It's a game where you play as an honest-to-God American milkman who has to jump and dive his way through a commie-infested kingdom to save the smooth, mild Chesterfield princess. I call it Super Milky Brothers. Coming soon.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Super Milky Brothers. They're gonna make 2 movies. They're gonna make 2 movies too.
The smooth mild Chesterfield princess.
You create your reality.
Commie infested kingdom.
Oh my God. Any final words there, fellas?
Oh, God.
Butt cheeks? Oh.
Butt cheeks.
This has been
I got one.
episode level 1 of the. Oh,
Did you say
this has
episode?
been level 1 of the video game Saga, and
Level 1,
episode
episode
12 of
1.
Sexy Dad Jokes. And we're going to be coming at you with a couple more episodes on the topic of video games. There's so much to unpack. We can't possibly do it all in one episode. That's what she said. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your patience with our technical difficulties. We're old. No apologies on our end.
Nope.
Yeah, we will see you all next time.
All your bits belong to us.
Hopefully, you'll be able to see all of us too.
Right. Thanks for listening to episode 12 of Sexy Dad Jokes. Please like and subscribe and visit sexydadjokes.com to get some awesome t-shirts, mugs, and other merch that'll be sure to get you and your people talking. Celebrity characters depicted in this show are not affiliated with Sexy Dad Jokes. Materials used in this episode of criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. Until next time, all right.